I crossed my legs and clutched the edges of a photocopied textbook chapter on my lap. I needed to focus. I lifted one thigh off the other, set my feet hard and flat on the floor, and began curling the corners of the manuscript in such a way that they resembled rolling waves of seawater. For a brief moment, I felt calm. Dr. Weinstein busied himself with some papers in his briefcase and, with a bored expression, took a sip of coffee and sat across from me. He had dark folds under his eyes, from what I assume was an accumulation of decades of sleep deprivation and obsessive compulsion. He was a stereotype, the average research scientist, overwrought with ambition, overflowing with ideas, and dreadful overtired. "Sarah," he said, lifting his heavy brow. I stared down at my manhandled pages. "Your midterm scores came in." He pinched his lips together with his fingers. I shifted uneasily, swallowing hard. "I know," I said. "I received them last week." "You passed 1 out of 4, he said, still looking bored. "It was for the English class that we require all the pharmaceutical science undergrads to take to make sure they can read and write halfway decently. You failed biochemistry, cell biology, and statistics." I squared my shoulders. "Okay, I know. I've been giving this a lot of thought. I'm only 5 points away from passing in cell biology and statistics and 1 point away from passing biochem. So all I really need to do for my finals is—" "Sarah," he interrupted me with a cough and a wave of his hand, "you're talking about getting grades that will allow you to barely pass your courses. Is this what you really want?" My face became warm. "I was able to get you through freshman year by rearranging your schedule and mixing in more of the easier classes than we usually do for first-year students." His tone was that of gentle exasperation. "And I figured you could take the harder courses later, when you became better adjusted to the environment here. But, Sarah, this is later." I felt my mouth and throat get so dry that I was starting to have difficulty swallowing. My body seemed to know where this conversation was headed, even if my brain didn't yet.